talking to?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa, and I'm here with Basil.
What a dumbass.
So he purchased a graham cracker crust and some apples. We have the other ingredients that we need right here in the house, some butter, some sugar.
That's an easy one.
Well, whistle me, Dixie. The answer's pie.
Pie?
I'm gonna get started. So right now, I've never made an apple pie with a graham cracker crust, but in reviewing some information, it said that you should do an egg wash.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm making a little egg wash to brush onto the crust before we put the apples in so that it'll stay nice and crispy.
Whoa.
So I mixed up one egg. I just beat it up with a fork, and then you take a little pastry brush, which we didn't have, so I had to substitute, and I lightly brushed on an egg coating onto the crust so that it will hopefully stay crispy and not get all soggy from the apples.
That is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.
So right now, we have quartered the apples and then eighth them. However, the peel is still on, and according to the recipe that I found, it said you should remove the peel.
You serious?
So I've got the crust. It has the egg wash that has been sitting on it for a few minutes while our oven finished reheating. It's hit 350 degrees now, so I'm going to pop it into the oven for about 10 minutes.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
So I removed the pie crust from the oven. I'm adding a small amount, less than a tablespoon, probably like a teaspoon and a half of margarine to our pot that we're going to cook the apples in.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Stupid as stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
I guess.
And because we have a small amount of apples, it's a small crust, it's a small amount of apples, I'm not going exactly by the recipe because that was like 2.5 cups of apples, and this is probably about 1.5. So I'm going to add less sugar than what the recipe called for. The recipe called for 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar. So I'm going to do 1/4 cup of each.
You what?
And we'll taste it and see, make sure that's sweet enough before we continue.
That's a great idea. Let's go.
Most people don't cook anymore. It really amazes me that so few people do, because the food is much more nutritious when you cook it yourself. It's more fresh. It usually tastes vastly better, much less like chemicals. So I encourage everyone to experiment around. Try your hand at cooking.
True.
So I've got about 1/4 cup of sugar, so I'm going to add some of that in here now. And then I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
That's so sweet.
Oh, and this is dark brown sugar. The difference between dark brown sugar and light brown sugar, dark brown sugar has a higher quantity of molasses in it. So that's what gives it the darker, richer flavor.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Cinnamon is a pretty strong spice, so I like to start with a small amount. So I'm only going to use about 1/4 teaspoon here.
Smart.
And it's important to test as you go and see if there's enough.
Hope your apple pie is freaking worth it!
So my apples are cooking now. It's apples, brown sugar and white sugar, and some cinnamon, a little bit of margarine. I'm going to cover it to let the apples cook and soften up, and then we'll add them to our pie shell.
Yeah, this just keeps getting better and better.
So the apples have cooked for about 7 to 8 minutes, first with the lid on. Then, in order to thicken them up a bit, I took some of the juice. I added a little into a cup. I put the juice. I added a little bit of flour and mixed it up so it wouldn't be lumpy. And it gave us a nice thickness to our apples so that they're not just all runny. Doesn't that look beautiful?
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
So now we're going to pour it into our pie shell.
Yummy!
So for this pie, we have a crumble or streusel topping. So again, I'm making about half the quantity because it's a very small pie. So we're going to start with about a half cup of butter or margarine. What we have here is margarine.
All together now. That's the way. We like it.
Margarine is usually a little softer, so you can start with that right out of the refrigerator. However, if you're dealing with real butter, you want to take it out an hour or two before you're going to use it so it has time to soften up. Otherwise, it's just going to be a real challenge to mix it up.
I need a drink.
Here, so I'm doing a half cup, half cup, half cup. Half cup of margarine, half cup of flour. And then I'm going to do about a half cup of this dark brown sugar. Add a little more. And now, the trick to this is to take a fork, if you don't have a pastry blender, and just, you're going to make crumbles with this in this small bowl. You want to just mix it all together nicely. And I might need to add some more butter. I might need to add some more flour or sugar. We're going to see as we go how it mixes up and what I might need more of, or it might turn out to be just perfect.
The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible, but it's also right in front of us all the time.
It's time for another good idea, bad idea. Good idea.
I'm going to add a little more flour to it. It's a little mushy.
Bad idea.
That's sugar.
All right, everybody out. Go.
So while this isn't exactly like I would expect to see it, the streusel topping is a lot looser because of the margarine. We're going to see how it turns out, and hopefully it'll be fine. If not, we'll do it again another time.
We need pie. What? My granddaddy always said, if you got a problem that you can't solve, helps to get out of your head. Pie, it's good.
Pie.
Yeah.
Your granddaddy, heavyset man?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So now we're going to take the pie out of the oven. I think it came out pretty good. And we're just going to put it stovetop to finish cooling before we think about consuming it. I think we've worked really hard today. I think it's time we did something else, maybe something dumb.
You know what? We've been doing smart stuff. We've been following clues, doing real police work. It might be time we do something stupid. Something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what? Now I want some pie, Kay. I want some pie. Let's go get some dumbass pie.
Sounds good.
So one of the most important things that we didn't discuss was before you get started, you always need to make sure you have a clean work area and your hands are nice and clean. So we did all that. We've also cleaned up after we finished. We've put our ingredients back into the pantry, put them away. And if you notice, our sink, while our pie was baking, we cleaned up all the dishes in the sink, which are now drying in the drying rack. So there's nothing left for us to do. We have a pie and we have a clean kitchen. So I look forward to enjoying it.
If I were you,
Bite your tongue. Bite it.
I would hope that we don't meet again.
Why'd you say that? I told you to shut up. I told you to shut up!